Hi, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I wanted to explore an unpopular tarot opinion that I had, and this is about pip decks or unillustrated minor arcana cards versus the illustrated minors, which are also the decks with pictures on them. So first things first, this is my own personal opinion. I just wanted to get that out of the way. Since this is my platform, then I felt that it was okay to share this. So my main point really is that I don't get when people say they like or prefer story-driven illustrated minor arcana cards. I don't get when they're quick to say that. Yeah, I just don't understand why there's a bias to those decks. Pip decks remind me of playing cards, divining with playing cards, and the meanings. And when I mean by the meanings, I mean specifically the numerology. The numerology associations are closer than the story-driven minor decks. So maybe the reason I'm confused is I'm coming from an intent, a purpose to divine with the cards, for divinatory purposes, and I'm just assuming that they come from a point of view of maybe they're less serious about divining, and tarot is more, it's more of the skill isn't the number one priority here for them. So when people say that, when they're so quick to jump to, I don't like that deck because it's a pip deck, I just assume that they want a version of tarot that is more for fun and less about skill and accessible than kind of focusing on how accurate something could be. They want an easier, more accessible starting off point, an entry point to tarot. Kind of like how tropical astrology got simplified to pop sun sign astrology to become more accessible and palpable for the masses. Because I do understand that in order for information to spread around, generally for any types of information, any information out there, the meanings have to get a little bit diminished so that it can reach more people. When people say they prefer story-driven minors and they're more like collectors, then I'm not really confused by that, or I don't mind that. Or if they intend to use it for their personal entertainment, doing those unfocused general readings that I see all over YouTube, over social media, I'm also not confused by that, so I'm not bothered by that either. But for divinatory purposes, taking into consideration the accuracy, illustrated minors are extremely limiting. That's my second point. Since it's story-driven, the tarot is kind of like an oracle to me. The answers are not clear-cut, sharp, black and white, so it's not as versatile as pip decks. So just imagine an oracle deck. There's a reason why people say that you can't ask yes or no questions with the tarot. I believe that if you treat it like playing cards and you remove certain major arcana and the night cards, then maybe you could read it like cartomancy with regular playing cards. There's a reason why people say that you can't ask the tarot yes or no questions, because they're like oracle decks. They're usually there's a story kind of to each card. There's a narrative in each card. It's not really they're not really clear-cut answers to your question, and sometimes you have to read in between the lines with what we do with oracle decks. If we are diviners and we're striving to be accurate, I believe we should have more integrity, and integrity is very, very important. However, if you can read pictures and still be dead accurate, especially reading for other people, and they actually say that they resonate with it, then props to you. Go ahead, continue what you're doing, and I support you in doing that. But again, a deck with an octopus on it, intricate in design with 50 different textures, 1 million different colors, including chrome, rose gold, a sparkly, glittery edging, I personally believe won't make you as good as those pip deck readers. So those who learned with pip decks. And I don't know why it irks me, why I'm obsessed or care so much about integrity, truth, and accuracy, but that's just who I am. I don't know why. I have no idea, but especially if you're the one delivering, relaying, translating in a way, and if you believe channeling, giving the message, then I feel that that should be a given. After I learned all the meanings of the Smith-Waite Tarot, which is, the tarot deck that is the most popular right now. When people say tarot, it's the deck that comes to people's minds. It's the deck that's getting recreated the most. I'm sorry, I became bored. I was like, that's it? I thought there was more to it than that. I thought that it was more fleshed out than that the system was more developed than that. My mind, for some reason, hungered for more. I wanted more. And maybe because I'm a Vedic sidereal Gemini moon. My final point is I really liked and agreed with what Roger Horn, an author, said in his book. And the book is titled Cartomancy in Folk Witchcraft, Playing Cards and Marseille Tarot in Divination, Magic, and Lore. And on page 8, he says, quote, "Today, one can find any number of oracle decks in a variety of themes and art styles. So why should the modern witch bother to train in the discipline of old folk cartomancy? Put simply, folk cartomancy offers us a connection to our past and to arts that are skill-based. I repeat, skill-based rather than product-based, cunning rather than consumerist." Okay, cunning rather than consumerist. By learning these methods and approaches, the witch can read with cards in a variety of styles, including the elusive tarot minors in unillustrated decks like the Marseille Tarot. Okay, so that was the last point that I thought was really important to close with. So yeah, that was my unpopular tarot opinion. Let me know of your thoughts down below in the comment section. I kind of want to see what people have to share in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.